It looks like we got a camera visibility issue. All right. Hey, welcome. So we have some snow going on right now, and we've got, I think I said about 2-3 inches, and it's continuing to snow. It's a Saturday morning, and I thought I'd do a little bit of driving. I've already been doing a little bit of driving, doing Uber this morning, and the car is doing interesting things, and so stick around and I will show you. So we're currently in the River Parks area in Winnipeg, Manitoba. So we're in Canada, and we drive in kilometers per hour, in case you're wondering. And yes, I am using winter tires. I have Pirelli winter tires. I think they're called Ice Traction or something like that. And we're just going to take some drives around on the streets, and let's get going. I'll give my windshield a quick wipe so you can see all the snow out here. And all right, let's go. So we're just in a parking lot. I believe we're going to go down this back alley. So one of the cool things that I'm finding about this version of FSD, which is 14.2.2.2, 3 2s anyways, 2.2.2.2, is that it seems to follow the tracks of where all the other cars are driving. So even though the road is in a certain place, like the dividers, like the lines, if people can't see the lines and they're driving, maybe making one lane instead of the two that normally is there, the car will drive in that one lane. So that is super cool. So this particular road is a 2-lane road. So there's a right lane and a left lane. And currently we're kind of got our right wheels on the line. And let's just see if I can encourage it to move over by hitting the left signal a little bit. That seemed to make it move over just a little bit more. So I'm currently driving in Mad Max. I have been all morning. Occasionally I will bump it down if it starts going a little bit too fast. But for the most part, it is actually doing really well for winter driving. So like we're Mad Max, it's 50 kilometers per hour here, and we're only doing 50. So that's great. So the roads are snow covered, not too bad. We got some snow going on. Let's check I just cleaned my rear camera not too long ago, like 10 minutes ago, and it's got a little bit of stuff on it. Usually the front camera is fine, which seems weird to me, but you'd think with all the snow and people shooting up snow, it would cover the front. But I think it's the wind. When you drive by, it curls and it hits the camera and gets it really dirty. It's always the back camera that I'm cleaning, not any of the other cameras. And the cameras are also heated, if you're not aware. And it's not that I did research on that. I just know because I go outside and look, and I've got snow all over my car, and I look at the camera and it's cleaned. It's nice and clean, and the snow is melted around it. And that's because it's got heat coming out of there somehow. My back camera is completely covered. Or sorry, my back window. So we're gonna put on our defrost. It's probably because I was sitting around a little bit just setting up my cameras. And good. So we're just making a trip over to 529 Wellington. It's actually a very nice, fancy restaurant. Never been there, probably out of my budget. But some people that I've driven there for Uber swear by it. They like it a lot. So completely snow-covered roads. Some people would not be able to drive in this. We're kind of driving in, making our own lane here. We should be over just maybe another 2 feet. So the car is moving over on its own because this truck is there and it knows there's 2 lanes. So this is really well done. This is good. So Mad Max is putting the pedal down. Good acceleration there. Not really any slipping or tire spin. We get into the right lane because we're going to be making a right-hand turn here. And I mean, I have no complaints so far on this drive. Everything it is doing is really, really good. So, I think this is an exit, but it doesn't say exit, so we're gonna go in there anyways. So it crosses this little bit of snow into a snowy parking lot. You can see the amount of snow on the ground. And we are set for Mad Max parking lot. So the destination is here, and it can pretty much park anywhere it wants. We'll see how it does. Maybe it'll park beside these vehicles because it's the only guideline it has. And yeah, we're pulled right up. That's actually a really good parking job. If I was parking, I'd probably stay here. I mean, most people would. I personally don't like being next to other vehicles because, you know, door dings, that kind of stuff. I just want to protect my car. All right, so let's continue on. I put in a destination for a church. Once we get into drive, I'll show you the... And here's another exit getting out of here. So we're going to continue down some more snow-covered streets. So you can see how much snow. I'll clean the window. Not really clean, but there's probably like 4 inches in the middle of the lane there. So a little bit of counter steering because we were sliding. I'm going to wash my windows. So I haven't had to touch the steering wheel except for to clean those windows. And I have not pressed the accelerator, and I am planning not to do anything. That has been my goal already this year. My New Year's resolution is try to not do pedal pushes, try not to take over unless there's safety related issues. All right, so we'll be making a right-hand turn at this light. It's quite a sharp turn. Maybe a 110 degree angle. Light goes yellow and we just cruise right on through. So there is a meridian in the middle here, and that now has ended, but you can see the car is driving on the tracks as the same as all the other vehicles. And I think sometimes it takes its guidelines from what other vehicles in front of it is doing. I have seen many times where you're driving along, the car is following, and all of a sudden the person in front of you, changes lanes and goes into the right lane. And sorry, I just had to check something in the back. The car will automatically change lanes with it, even though it doesn't need to, because that car might be in the left lane of a 2-lane road, and they're going to make a right-hand turn, so they get into the right lane and make their right-hand turn. But the car thinks, oh, maybe that guy's changing lanes because there's a vehicle that's, turning left at a light or something like that. So it takes its guide from that car in front of you and follows what it's doing, so it'll change lanes as well. Which is fine. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Most of the time it doesn't. Unless there's cars parked in the right-hand lane, which happens occasionally. But then the car moves right back over. I have to say that 14.2.2.2, that's a mouthful, I keep mixing up my twos, is so good now. Like, I'm up to 97%. I've driven 4,248 kilometers since I've had 14.2, and 4,101.5 is on full self-driving. So I have a 97%. And you're like, well, that's not 100%. Yeah, but it's still 97% is good. And the reason it's really good is because that is all city driving. Like 100% city driving. And we're into January now. It's 2026. So, like, I am super impressed. I don't know if you guys are, but I am super impressed because driving in the snow last year was okay, but I ran some different scenarios on the YouTube channel and it was not that good. Like, it got stuck a lot and asked me to take over. You know, you'd find 6 inches of snow on a snow-covered street, and it's like, nope, I'm good. You drive. So, as you can see, like, so far, like, it's doing so good. Yeah, I'm super impressed. So you can see we've got a bunch of snow that's not cleared. This is typically a 2-lane road. You can see it here, but there was a lot of snow. On the right side, nobody is driving on that side of the road. And, you know, vehicles are parked, as you can see. So we're not slipping, we're not sliding. The snow actually gives the car more grip. It's when you have had a lot of clearing and they put down salt and it thaws it out, but then it gets really cold or wind starts blowing by there and it freezes that water, then it gets icy. And what you find is that you will slide around a lot, but when you get snow will actually give you some more grip again. And that is 40 plus years of driving experience. So again, we're still in Mad Max. Let's check our back camera. Yeah, rear camera's still good. So we're making a left-hand turn here, getting into the left lane. It's hard to see. It looks like we're just gonna roll this. Perfect. There is a car there. Any more of a delay and we would have missed that opportunity. And it says it's set for driveway, but it's, what is this? I'm not even sure what this is. This is not really a driveway, it's kind of a pull through. And we park. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna pick another. Oh, we have the airport selected next, so we're just gonna hit go. Now, if I was coming here, I would likely, it looks like we got a camera visibility issue. All right. So it can see snow around it. It does not know how to get out of this scenario. So I'm gonna go clean the cameras. I'll be right back. All right, we are back, and so let's give this another go. So the car sees snow, and the only difference is that I cleaned the back camera, and now it's proceeding. It's gonna back out of here. Truck behind us. We should back out, so we're facing this way. That's what we're doing. There is a car coming behind us. You can see it on the screen there. And we are making a left-hand turn here. Car's got a left signal on, but navigation, because I changed it, is actually set to go forward. So we'll see what it does. I'm curious. I'm not even sure what it's going to do. So we've got our signal on, and oh, the car is going to turn. It looked like it was going to go straight, and then last second it turned. So interesting. So we do have a lot of snow-covered streets again right here. This is a little bit more of a main road, and it's covered pretty good. It's got 2 lanes. Now we're going to go into some residential where there is more snow. I'm going to clean my window for you guys again just so you can see. A small roundabout right here. So car coming through. Now it's our turn. These are yields. And yeah, that was really well done. Driving straight through the snow. There's not a lot to see on the screen, I guess, so there's a car in front of us. He's pulling over to let us through. That's usually what we do here. And maybe this is like everywhere else, but if there's cars parked, they will give us right away because we have a clean lane, and then they will come out on their own. So we're not sliding at all. So love my winter tires. They're doing really well this year. It's brand new winter tires for my brand new 2026 Model Y Juniper. So we've got a speed bump right here. That's what that sign is indicating. The car did slow a little bit. I didn't see what it went down to. Again, we're still in Mad Max. Haven't touched that. And we slowed down again, down to 28. So it's impressive that I don't think the car can see the sign. I don't think it's reading the sign. I think it's somehow seeing the speed bump. Couldn't see that one, no slowing down. So we're back onto Academy here. So there's, as you can see on the screen, there's 2 lanes going that way and 2 lanes going that way. So full stop, and now we're proceeding. Got quite a bit of snow. It was like 6 inches of snow in the middle of the road, like in between us. And we are in the left lane. Have to say I'm truly impressed how well it's doing. This big pole here and that other pole, this is a red light camera, so, or a speeding camera intersection. So if you speed through there, probably more like 5 kilometers over the speed limit. So it's 50 here. So if you're doing like 55 or more, you will see a flash of the camera. All right, we're turning into the parking lot. I think we're gonna back in. So also, if you go through a red light, when it's already red, you'll get a ticket as well. I'm not sure how much the tickets are. But you can see our back camera's already got some snow on it. And we're backing into this spot. And yeah, you know what? I probably would back up a little bit more, but this is fantastic. And interesting, there is 2 chargers right there. I didn't know were here. And they've got vehicles are plugged into them. It looks like they've been there all night because these vehicles are snow covered. All right, let's continue on. We're gonna go to the airport. So navigation is showing a very strange, okay, it re-navigated. We're just gonna make a left out of here. Oh, there's a pedestrian there that we couldn't see because we're so close. So she just walked around us. I mean, the car did hesitate, but I guess it could have backed up, but it didn't. I guess it decided to proceed. I mean, it was fine. It's not like the worst thing that could have happened is she could have walked into the car, but she was far enough away that that didn't happen. So again, still Mad Max, and we are doing 45 in a 50 kilometer per hour zone, and we are in the left lane. So it's not too cold today. We're minus 12 Celsius. Freezing point is 0 Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit. I'll put that up on the screen. I'll look it up later. So I'm really curious what you guys think, how you think the car is doing for driving. If you have FSD, have you done winter drives? I'm curious about your experiences. I like to show my riders, I like to show you guys what my car is doing and how it's doing in the winter for sure. So yeah, if you could please let me know. I'm so curious to see how other people's drives have been. I really am. And if you comment, I will reply. I read all my comments. So far I'm able to read them. I usually will respond at least within 24 hours. If you have a question for me, let me know. So the speed limit here shows 70 once we get onto this main road. So we're set for 70, and this can be a little bit of an icy corner. And yeah, a little bit of back and forth wiggling of the steering wheel. That wasn't bad. I've had much worse done before, but handles it nicely. So a good signal out here. So this is 3 lanes here. Now this is a scenario where the actual lane, we're kind of encroaching into the right-hand lane. You can see the dotted line right in front of us. And that's just because the lanes were covered when people started driving. Now that the lanes are cleared, you can see we have a 4-foot wide gap on the left. But the car is staying within the lane lines that vehicles have made due to the snow and like where it got cleared from driving. So I like that because it's much safer to drive in the cleared areas. If you're driving in the snow, like if your left tires were on that snow covered area, it can become a little bit, the car in front of us is spinning. It can become a little bit dicey because it'll pull your vehicle towards that snow. So in my previous FSD versus Blizzard, you can definitely see it happening when my tires were in the right lane getting into the deep snow. There was a lot of counter steering. So we made a lane change. It was a little bit of sliding there. It was not bad, but it was good. Here is another speed camera. So this one is for 70 kilometers per hour. Got some people jaywalking. I don't think they should be doing that. They should just wait for the light. It's pretty dangerous because if they step out in front of a car that they don't see, they're gonna get hit because you can't stop. It's just slippery enough that you have no grip. So we're into some traffic here, and the car is doing really well. So you can see again, you can see the lane lines here. The white dotted lines is right there. So because the left side of our lane is not really cleared and people don't want to drive in that, they kind of move over a little bit to make sure they're not hitting the curb, which makes sense. So it does look a little bit slick on the roads right now, but it's hard to tell. The only way I would know for sure is if I took over and I tried to stomp on it, see if I slide, do a little bit of back and forth. That's what I do to gauge the roads. But you can also watch what other vehicles are doing, see how they're handling the situation. So we do have a couple vehicles in front of us. We do have one behind us. And we're going to be turning left towards the airport. Let's go into the we're going to go in. Oh, that's good signal, and left turn. So we're right in the middle of two lanes, and car needs to move a little bit more to the left. And I just changed our destination to the hotel. At the Victoria Inn parking lot. And we are set for parking lot in Mad Max still. So we'll make a left at this light. It's still continuing to snow. And there's a curb here, and we're by the curb. Car, wow, that was really good. Saw a gap, and even though there was a couple vehicles coming, it proceeded. So I don't, yeah, no, it says not to enter, but I guess we're going to enter anyways. I think. Oh, it's going really slow through here. I mean, I would normally not allow the car to do that, but it is a Saturday and there is nobody here. So because you cannot see the parking lot, it just kind of randomly picked a spot. There's a car to our right. I'll see if I can show you. It's a car to the right there. He's not really in a good parking spot either. And there's a vehicle up there. So, I mean, this pole to our left can give us a guide as to this might be an okay parking spot. I think if it were me, I would actually park near the edge. That way you know you're not in somebody's way. All right. So we're gonna just stop there for now. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I think I did really well in this snow drive. Again, I am so impressed. I didn't really see any flaws. I mean, it needs to read signs so it doesn't go in these one-ways. So it says, clearly there was a sign that says do not enter, and the car went anyways. So we got to get that sorted out. Mad Max, as you can see, in winter driving, drives to the conditions. Now, in my FSD versus Blizzard video, Mad Max, I don't know what was going on that day. Different version of FSD. I think that was 14.2.1.25. And it was just going. Like, it was passing people. And there was like a foot of snow. Well, maybe not quite a foot. Between 6 inches and a foot. Somewhere's in that area. And it was going. Now we're on 14.2.2.2. 3 twos. And it did really well. I can't believe how much different it is between those two when it's FSD in the winter, and it's amazing. So I love driving FSD in the winter. Most of my riders, when I'm doing Uber, don't even know that I have this turned on. They have no clue. I sometimes tell them, I sometimes don't. But majority of the time they don't know, and they say, oh, that was a great drive, thank you so much, you were so safe. And it's FSD driving. So, all right, I've blabbed on enough, so thank you so much. Please hit that like, share the video, subscribe, and if you don't have time to watch, maybe hit, or you want to watch it again later, hit that watch later and save it for later. So you hit that little save icon and then just say watch later. All right, so thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.